at both ends, tremendous skill, speed. It's what I want in hockey. And it's like, if this is what women's hockey has to offer, sign me up, because it has now become entertaining. And Marie-Philippe Poulin goes bar down in overtime. And it was one of those, I guess, thank God for video replay now that I think about it, because the play would have kept going on. We would have never been able to prove whether the goal was in or not.
Right.
And then upon review, Canada wins gold. Bob's your uncle. They mob her. Everything was amazing.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
We're going to be live from the Premier's Golf Tournament in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. The Premier's Golf Tournament, okay? Personal invitation.
How about that?
Willow's Golf and Country Club is where we're doing it, fully sold out.
It's literally going to be the coffee table discussion we've all wanted.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be tomorrow. Probably not a lot of structure. It'll just be a lot of friends sitting around the coffee table telling stories.
Exactly what you want.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. We're going to be live from the Premier's Golf Tournament in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. The Premier's Golf Tournament, okay? Personal invitation.
How about that?
Willow's Golf and Country Club is where we're doing it, fully sold out.
It's literally going to be the coffee table discussion we've all wanted.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be tomorrow. Probably not a lot of structure. It'll just be a lot of friends sitting around the coffee table telling stories.
Exactly what you want.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hello, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world. Welcome to the Rod Pedersen Show on a Thursday, September the 2nd. I know we look a little out of sorts here. We might sound a little out of sorts, but to RP here, Moose there, that part is not changed. How you doing, Darren Dupont?
Doing well.
Are you?
Really good. Yeah, this is great.
We're at the
I love
golf
being
course.
at the golf course.
Yeah, we're at the golf course. We're at the Willow's Golf and Country Club in beautiful Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, at the Golf Classic, which is, I guess, nicknamed the Premier's Golf Tourney. And I know, Darren, if you look over your shoulder, because I can't quite see it from where I are, do you remember the official name of the Golf Classic that we're at right now?
Yes, Saskatoon's annual Saskatchewan Party golf tournament.
Right. So, basically the Premier of the province of Saskatchewan, Scott Moe, and his crew have invited us up here to the beautiful Willow's Golf Class. I got to say, this is one of the most beautiful golf courses I've ever been at, one of the nicest settings I've ever been at, to sit here and talk sports for the next 2 hours. And for those across this nation, those watching across the continent, you're going to get a lot of Saskatchewan over the next couple of hours, and you're welcome.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, so, but a lot of the teams are here, and I can tell you that before we get into our regular, with the Quick Six show topics and all that we do, we've got the head coach of the Saskatoon Blades, Brendan Sonne, is going to come up and join us. The Premier himself, Scott Moe, in the second segment right after this. Ken Cheveldayoff. Okay, Winnipeggers, don't get it confused. Don't get it twisted. Not Kevin Cheveldayoff, the Jets general manager. Ken Cheveldayoff, his older brother, is going to be with us here right on the set. Also, who else did we say, Moose? We got the Saskatchewan Rush people going to come by.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great.
I heard a rumor that former Leafs coach and current U of S Husky men's hockey coach Mike Babcock would be in the tournament, but I didn't see Babs rolling around. Did you? So maybe Babs isn't here.
Not yet. Saw a lot of the hockey people, a lot of the Blade staff, and the Rattlers and the Rush and everything else.
Yes.
Haven't seen Babs yet this
okay,
morning.
well, he could be like Santa Claus coming in with his sack at the end of the day. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, yeah.
I could see that being a thing here at the Premier's Golf Tourney in Saskatoon at the Willows. So that's what we're doing. The warm-up is brought to you by Ecol Electric, Regina Data and Lighting Center. Come check it out. Ecol Electric, let's get to work. So we're a little delayed getting rolling, so let's jump into the Quick Six show topics. Do we have the horn? The boys firing the horn? Yeah? Got it. Thank you. Okay, so Moose, number one, Labor Day Classic weekend is upon us, and I've got a lot of topics to get to, but the thing, you and I have been up here since last night.
Yes.
The thing that's been jumping out is Winnipeg Blue Bombers running back Andrew Harris, the reigning Grey Cup MVP and most outstanding Canadian, running his mouth yesterday after Blue Bombers practice, heading into this Winnipeg-Saskatchewan game here Sunday at Mosaic Stadium, which is already sold out. He said there's nothing better than shutting up 30,000 Rider fans. Calamity and chaos ensues, and obviously this is what I do. Give my take first, and then I'll get yours, Darren.
Yeah.
Look, back in the day, 20 seasons, voice of the Riders, I would have a lot to say about that. And throughout the course of today and maybe tomorrow, maybe I'll come back with something, but it's not really my job anymore to do that. I'm kind of just sitting here rubbing my hands together because, frankly, I'm cheering for both teams. But the one thing that I thought about that is that Andrew Harris was suspended the last season the CFL played for 2 games because of a positive performance-enhancing drug test, which these days with positive tests, that seems to pale in comparison to everything else going on in sports right now.
Know.
But he did. And the Blue Bombers wanted everybody to move on from that, not bring it up. It's a new time. It's 2021. And then Andrew, and I was buying into that. I'm not saying anything about it. They want everybody to move on. And then Andrew Harris, one of the biggest names in the Canadian Football League, comes out and starts running his mouth. Now, it's rivalry stuff. I'm all for that. I've made a career of that. But I would think there are 43 other guys I'd rather hear from than Andrew Harris on this. How about you?
Yeah, I actually really like it. I think it's great. You know, we talked about it this morning over coffee. Then I went back and read it again and kind of had some time to digest. And you know what? It's cool. Yes, of course, the onslaught of comments when he says that. You didn't even play in the games. Winnipeg's only won once since 2005 in the Labor Day Classic. Like, they've got nothing to talk about. When have they ever shut up 30,000 Rider fans? I get all of those things, but I actually like it. And my first thought wasn't to go to him not playing last year in the PEDs.
Really?
I think Andrew Harris is the guy we want to hear from. He's the star. He's just back in the lineup. I think Andrew Harris is absolutely who I want to hear from in that situation, and Zach Collaros, because he's been on both sides of it. So,
well, it's funny you say that, and I'm when we do these remote shows, I love it. And by the way, it looks great. So good work, Rolf and Jordan and the crew back home getting it rolling. I see the comments going in here. Andrew Harris must have got a pep talk from Troy Westwood, the guy that nicknamed, of course, the Banjo Bowl and all that. We got Bomber fans checking in here on all of this. So I don't have my comments here. Wi-Fi is a bit of an issue, so I'm kind of going off the Facebook feed here. But that's the thing. You just said it. They've won once in 15 years. How would you know, Andrew Harris, what it's like to come in and shut up 30,000 Rider fans?
I know.
Never really did it with the BC Lions. Haven't really done it with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. But having said that, that's just if I was the voice of the Riders. Oh, I would be standing back and chucking haymakers right back. But who's doing that in Saskatchewan right now? Nobody that I've seen.
Nobody. I mean, they did it in the playoffs. They shut up 30,000 fans in the playoffs.
Oh, wait, right.
So it's not unprecedented.
Yeah.
There is precedence, but yeah, like, where is it coming from? This literally Andrew Harris just walked in and poured kerosene and gasoline all over it, but nobody's lighting the match.
They're just watching the fire.
Like, let's go. Let's light it up.
Yeah. So that's the first one of the quick six. Number two, Zach Parisi has signed with the New York Islanders, and I haven't seen details of the deal for how long it is or for how much, but pretty big deal. I got the lines for the Islanders sent to me, by the way. This is what they're looking at, Darren. But Parisi, I want everybody's take on this. 1,060 NHL games played. Want to take a stab at how many career points he has? Like, you think of him as an offensive guy, do you not?
Yeah, I would have said 900 points.
810 points.
Oh.
He's not a point-a-game guy.
The low end, yeah.
The low end of that, yeah. But Isles lines this year for the New York Islanders. Top line, Barzal in the middle, Palmieri and Lee on the wing. Second line, Nelson at center, Bailey and Beauvillier on the wings. Third line, Pajot the center, Wallstrom and Parise the wingers, and the fourth line, Cizikas, Clutterbuck, and Martin. And you wonder how they could deem Jordan Eberle at $6 million a year expendable in the expansion draft. Right. Obviously, Lou had a plan for how he was going to fill that hole.
Yeah, and Zach Parise comes in and he'll, bring in that veteran presence on the third line. He did a lot of great things in Minnesota. I think guys like that, he's got a lot left in the tank, I hope. We know he's nearing the end of his career, but the Islanders are going to be a handful.
I will remind you that I had them picked to win the Metropolitan Division last year. I have them picked to win it this upcoming year, and that is even before the Parisi signing. And some of these other guys, they signed 4 guys yesterday.
Yeah, but let's remember, this isn't Zach Parise signing the 13-year deal that him and Ryan Suter signed, or however many years it was. This isn't 10 years ago, Zach Parise. He's now a third-line player, but still very serviceable. We like to, think Duncan Keith's going to come in and he's an Olympic defenseman, to the Oilers. He's not anymore, but his name brings back all those memories. That's what we get with Zach Parise. He'll still be very good with the Islanders, though, and Lou and Trotz and the group will put him in positions to succeed.
By the way, I mentioned Matthew Barzal on the top line of the New York Islanders. I got word, talking to some guys in Vancouver the other night, that Connor Bedard, the Wonder Boy, 16-year-old for the Regina Pats, has been skating all summer with Matthew Barzal of the New York Islanders.
Not surprised. I'm not surprised.
So just think, when he gets into training camp with God's team, the Regina Pats, the pace might be a little slower than he's used to. But anyways, that's the kind of player that we're talking about. Point 3, I don't know how much of the Blue Jays game you caught last night, but the Blue Jays, I think we were waving bye-bye to the playoffs, of course. And now it's just for fun. They're just playing for fun and pride. Well, they won a series over the Orioles. They beat them 5-4 last night, but the Blue Jays have won 4 of 5. What are you getting out of the Toronto Blue Jays right now, other than pure entertainment?
I know, and I watched SportsCenter too. They were dissecting the game and this stretch of 6 games where they won 4 of them, and this is supposed to be the time where the slump buster of the schedule and make up some ground. They won 4 of 6, I believe, in this little 6-game stretch against bottom feeders in the majors, and 3 of the 4 wins were by 1 run. So by no means was this the Jays flexing their muscles like we hoped it would be. I mean, there's still time. They're only 4.5 games out of the wild card. There's still time, but they're showing no signs of being able to go on a serious roll and actually put a dent in that. And now their schedule gets really tough for the next 2 weeks.
Did you see the T-shirts that they're selling for Robbie Ray with his butt on it? It's like Robbie Ray. I wish I had a photo of it. If I'd have thought of it, I would have brought it up. If something happened, like Robbie Ray's a good-looking guy, right? Yeah. Starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. They're selling T-shirts with his butt in baseball pants, and I'm looking at that. It's a fundraiser it's going to the Jays Care Foundation, but I'm like, that is something I would never wear. I probably would buy it, right, to support the Jays Care Foundation, but I would never wear.
So T-shirts with your butt on them
not
at the Pedersen shop, not happening?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No. By the way, if I had my bell here, we would be ringing it and welcoming again one of our, they are our newest sponsor. The World Rugby Sevens is only 22 days away, September 25th and 26th in Edmonton. The World Rugby Seven Series features teams from across the globe with action-packed Rugby Sevens matchups. Purchase your tickets today at CanadaSevens.com. Explore Edmonton and the World Rugby Sevens, our newest sponsor here, coming to Edmonton in late September. And as my good friend Cameron Hughes, who's no stranger to this town, by the way, he's worked a lot of Rush games, a lot of Blades games. He said of all the sporting events he's been at, this is the best, off the chart. Everybody shows up in their it's a party. Oh, yeah. Shows up in their costumes. That's coming to Edmonton September 25th and 26th, 8 hours of action per day. Point 4, the quick 6 show topics here. Bo Levi Mitchell coming off the 6-game injured list for the Calgary Stampeders, which means that he's cleared to practice this week, means he probably will play for the Calgary Stampeders in Monday's Labor Day Classic against the Edmonton Elks. There was just like a 3-paragraph story on it on 3dunknation.com. I don't know if you read that or not.
I did.
But it's like, did they not have faith in the kid, Jake Mayer? What was your read on Bo Levi coming off that early?
Yeah, coming off early, the Stamps aren't lighting the world on fire. I mean, the kid looked pretty good, and he looks like he might be the next one in a long list of great Stampeder quarterbacks. But, they kind of said, look, as long as Bo Levi's healthy, he's our starting quarterback. There's no controversy. He's playing. And I've seen some analysts across the Canadian Football League thinking that this might be the time for the Ottawa Red Blacks to make a move. They should be throwing the kitchen sink for Bo Levi Mitchell at the Calgary Stampeders, right? And trying to take advantage of a really good situation in Calgary. But I'm with them. I mean, they're just trying to not create a controversy, keep everybody's, attitude, everything in the right frame of mind, and keep the culture around that organization clean. This is Bo's team. Jake knows it. They're trying to be clear up front. So that's all I read into it right now. But if Bo comes back and struggles, we'll be talking about it.
Stampeders were favored by 5.5 points against the Edmonton Elks without Bo Levi Mitchell.
Yeah.
So why would you rush him with a broken leg?
That I'm not sure.
No, but
I'm really not sure. Unless it's a Bo thing.
Yeah.
And you're starting to feel this other guy taking over, and it's kind of like, not in my house, right? And look, I'm ready to go, and it's my team, and I'm going to go out and play, and I'm not going to give you another chance.
We'll see if he plays Monday for the Calgary Stampeders against the Edmonton Elks in the second game of the doubleheader. By the way, we're almost out of time. My 5th point, we're not going to get to 6 here, but it is the Jacob Ruby situation. He's a friend of the program, offensive lineman released by the Edmonton Elks because of a COVID breach, and I don't think any of us know the exact details of what's gone on, but I will say this. Somebody within the league sent me this text message this morning and said, loved your take on the Jacob Ruby situation, and simply that I have a problem with him being blackballed for if they said he lied about his COVID status. Now, I get that you may not agree with me. That's fine. I'll be fine. But as this person said to me today, hard for non-Christians to see that Jacob is a human being and makes mistakes like everybody else. Banishing him from the league is an insane overreaction for a mistaken judgment during a sensitive time full of social pressures. BC Lions lied about their starting quarterback twice back-to-back weeks. Players lie about injuries all the time. Jacob Ruby made a mistake here. Obviously, you can't lie about being vaccinated or not, but to be banished from the league, I think, is a little harsh. Do you want to take one more swing at that before we let you go and bring in the preview?
No, I mean, all I can say is when you're at the top and in those positions, and as we know, running a business, you have to do your due diligence. So whether you're in the league office or you're around, the board of governors or whatever, you have to do your due diligence. So it needs to start with an interview with Jacob Ruby. Why did this happen, right? What type of pressures were you facing? You need to know the kind of guy he is and then make a decision. If the league's done that, then they'll have their own reasons for saying other teams can't sign him for the year. And I hope that they have before just coming to that conclusion. I hope they've done their due diligence. But I don't know.
You would hope, exactly.
But I don't know.
All right, Moose, we'll see you a little later on.
Sounds good. Have fun.
Thank you. We're coming to you from the Premier's Golf Tourney, the Sask Party Classic in Saskatoon. We'll be right back with the Premier himself, Premier Scott Moe. This has been the warm-up brought to you by Ecol Electric, and you're watching on the Game Plus television network across all 10 provinces in 31 states, live daily on YouTube and Facebook, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital Ford Lincoln is here to help. Check out our selection of new and used online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with our team of product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Wait! Hold the phone! We still have brand new F-150s in stock and ready to go. Okay, back to the regular commercial. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. It's time to get back to busy with Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Peterson Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It is another live on location broadcast. Earlier this summer, we were at the Stanley Cup Finals in Montreal. We were in Winnipeg for the World Junior Lacrosse and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and Argos. And here today, we find ourselves at the beautiful Willow's Golf and Country Club in Saskatoon at the Premier's Golf Tourney. And we've got the Premier of the province of Saskatchewan, Scott Moe, with us. You're leading off the parade, Scott, of a lot of our friends coming in here today, so I appreciate it. Are you golfing?
No, not today. No golf for Scott today. It's a big day for us out here, and we're just really thankful to have a nice day at a great facility.
Yeah, no, well, this is something, man. Now, you told me you're a Saskatchewan farmer like myself, and not many that I know really love to golf, but you said you do.
I do love. I love to golf. I'm terrible at it, absolutely terrible, and I spray into all sorts of bushes. But I do love it, and I love it even more now that I'm not paying attention to my score as much as maybe I once did.
Well, I tell you what. For this, now, Ken Cheveldayoff has told me you're a good man here. The amount of golfers here. This is the largest classic in the country. That's a thing.
Yeah, we're not aware of a tournament that's larger. We're just under 500 golfers out here today. You know, it's a great day. It's a great day to come together safely. With given today's challenges, everybody's out having fun, and we're going to get out and talk to each and every one of them.
Good. Well, and we'll be here for the whole day, and I appreciate the invite. So thank you so much for having us. Now, you and I have had these discussions. You're an Oilers fan. Sorry about that. You're a huge.
Thank you.
Yeah, a huge Rough Riders fan. Will you be at the Labor Day Classic Sunday?
I don't know that I'm going to get down to the Labor Day Classic. I'd like to, but I have an opportunity to get home, and I haven't been home as much as I should be. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to try to get home to see my wife. But it's going to be a great day, and hopefully win number 4.
Right. Well, there's two things going on in the CFL right now. There's the football side that's been actually pretty good. You know, the games have been good. The Rough Riders are 3-0, and then there's the COVID situation. And Rough Riders just last week, they and Edmonton were the last two teams to require proof of vaccination and negative COVID tests. Your take on that? You obviously applauded them for it. What took so long, do you think?
Well, very supportive of it, and it's going to take even a little bit more time in order to get all of the metrics in place. And so we started working with the Rough Riders organization, and we're working with other organizations as we speak on exactly how this is going to flow and ensure that we as public health and the government are providing in as seamless manner as we can people to themselves their proof of vaccination so that they can then provide it if they choose to at this venue and what I would expect to even be other venues as we move forward through the next number of months. And so there is a lot of logistics to it, a lot of logistics on the Rough Riders organization side as well. And so we're working through that with them. And we're even prior to the announcement. So there was a lot of discussion that was occurring even prior to Monday when the Rough Riders came out, and that's continuing today. And so it isn't just a switch you turn and away we go. There's a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of people that are involved in this. And so the announcement probably took a number of days. The direction and the effort behind the scenes between not only the Rough Riders organization but other organizations is days in advance of that.
Well, you've had some pretty headline-worthy quotes over the last, what are you saying, 20 months? Since
about 20 months.
About 20. And I just remember a few months ago, because I got my vaccination, I'm very open about that. I want to work. I want to travel. I want to do all these things. But you said that's not a gamble you want to take by not getting vaccinated. Remember saying that?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Right.
And it's not. And nor do I, to each their own, but nor do I think it's a gamble that anyone should take, not only with your personal health, but with those that are close to you. And as we're seeing now with some of the numbers that are coming out on who actually is getting COVID, vaccinated versus unvaccinated, well, there's, even stronger numbers on the folks that are unfortunately in our hospitals. And, that's something that we keep an eye on and keep an eye on very close. That's why we were out this week with some further announcements. And, we have a healthcare system here that needs to be accessible for a lot more than just COVID.
Yep.
And, so those are the things that we're keeping our eye on.
And by the way, we're at the Premier's Golf Tourney in Saskatoon at the beautiful Willows, and I just want to bring this up to our viewers. I feel like it's just you and me talking, not a national television audience peering in. But I met you 3 weeks before you became the Premier of the province.
That's right.
At that banquet in Shellbrook. And I want to apologize because I was riddled with anxiety going into that because it was Hockey Day in Saskatchewan Day.
It was.
And I'm like, you got a football guy up here. What am I going to talk about? I was so nervous. But that went amazing. That hockey day in Shellbrook. What was that like?
Well, that was our third or maybe fourth event that we had there. And what it is a community that came together to raise funds for their hockey arena. And they started this essentially a week-long of celebration, hockey games, and it ended and culminated with a banquet that you had so graciously come up and been our guest speaker at. So it's a great event for me and the community where I live in Shellbrook. But what I see as in my position as as a provincial politician, it's happening in community after community after community right across this province, and in many cases across the nation. And I think it really speaks to the integrity and the belief that people have in the community where they live. In this province, and I think it's part of what makes Saskatchewan just so very special. You see it growing up in a rural area. We even see it in our urban centers, and so it was great that you were there, and you brought the hockey and the football together.
Yeah, it worked great.
It worked great, and people are just happy to get out. We weren't able to have one last year. I know the organizing committee has probably a year for them to recharge, and they'll likely have another one. And that is parallel to so many great events that happen, right across this province.
Well, thanks for saying that. And when I heard the Edmonton football team was going to be called the Elks, I immediately thought of you and Terry Simpson,
right,
and Sean Steeb, who's a hockey guy. If you know Steber, was there no trademark on the Shellbrook Elks senior hockey team? How did you guys feel about Edmonton taking your name?
We're feeling quite slighted, actually. And Sean Steeb, who I played hockey growing up with as well, he was a tank, by the way.
Still is.
Yes, and a great, still involved in hockey throughout Western Canada. But we had forgot to patent the name the Elks, and so we're quite slighted in the community of Shellbrook. And it's really, back to you, a football guy, coming to a hockey weekend. It's really allowed us to double down our allegiance to the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Right.
And so we're always happy to beat Winnipeg, but now we're equally as happy to beat the Elks.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So that was the senior team in Shellbrook, Saskatchewan. His hometown, the same as Terry Simpson, the former Islanders and Philly Flyers coach, is the Shellbrook Elks. Can we talk about the orders for a minute? Because I mentioned we have a brand new sponsor on the program in Explore Edmonton, and the Rugby World Sevens coming to Edmonton late September. Somebody wrote in here the other day and said, what do you think about the Oilers' addition of Duncan Keith? And sometimes I wonder, how are you able to keep so up on the Oilers? Because you got a pretty good knowledge of what's going on there. So how do you feel about the Oil this season?
Well, we've had a drought here. It's getting on. We're actually as Oiler fans, we're by default a little bit of Toronto Maple Leafs fans as well, because we think if the Maple Leafs win a cup, we'll get one 20 years later.
Right.
But so we cheer for the Maple Leafs second, which makes Doug Ford happy, but and Ken Kravets and others happy. But we do it out of our own self-interest. But it's tough. We've lost what I felt. A few pretty good franchise guys, and Duncan Keith is one of those guys. So happy to see that. But I think back, and I had a tough time when Eberle went.
Yeah,
that guy's
don't get me started.
That is a quality hockey player and a quality individual, and somebody that when you get him in your dressing room, I don't think you should be sending him down the road for love nor money. And even recently, another quality Saskatchewan guy.
Ethan Bear.
Ethan Bear. I mean,
yeah.
The guy's got heart. He's got a love for the game. He's got a love for his teammates, a love for his community, and those are two guys that I think of just over the last. Well, Eberle's a few years ago that, it was just a little bit of a knife in the heart when I saw them go down the road, and I thought, what are my guys doing here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you're still cheering for them.
If
you want to come over to Vegas with me with the Golden Knights, it's really good over there.
Paul Merriman switched.
Did he? Your health minister. Who's he cheering for? He's an Ontario guy, is he not?
Yeah, but he was a Flames fan, and then he ran over to the Vegas Knights when they showed up. He got on the bandwagon, and he stayed there to his credit, and that's good.
That's good over here. Life's good over here.
Yeah, and it's tough not to go.
I get it. I get the loyalty because one of these days it'll pay off. But have you been up to Rogers Place have you been to a game?
I have been to a game. What a beautiful facility. And you know, you were really, you know, blessed, you know, to be able to access, you know, obviously a facility like that. But, you know, also to look at facilities like that and the design of Rogers Place is actually much larger than the arena. It's really a hub for downtown. And, you know, I think other communities are looking at that with a close eye as well.
Well,
not far away communities.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you dropping something here? I just got to say this. The last thing I have for you is, if I'm correct in saying your predecessor, his legacy was resources of this province, left it in great shape. Someone said to me about you that you want your legacy to be the people of the province and leave them better off than when you took office. Is that correct? Because if it is, I would say you're achieving that goal. I want to say congrats on that.
Yeah, I don't you know, think too much about our legacy. What I try to do is really think about making the right decisions with what we're faced with. And you know, we're fortunate on the investment side. Just the last few months, we've literally seen billions of dollars coming into the province, and that is because, yes, we're rich in natural resources, but the richest resource that we do have are the people. We talked about the hockey day in Shelburne. That happens across this province, and that's people putting that together, and that's people that have the opportunity to be employed in this province. And if we can continue to drive that investment, which drives jobs, which drives opportunity for more people to live here and do things just like that, we're in pretty good shape when you look ahead. And so whatever the legacy is, that'll be what it is. That's what we're chasing.
Well, you're on the right track and have gone a long ways down it. Scott, always appreciate our visits. Thanks for having us out here today, and have a great day.
You as well, Rod. Thank you for being here, and thanks for all you do for the community and the sports world, but also on the community side. It's really appreciated by many.
Thank you. Premier of the province, Scott Moe. We'll be right back. We're live from the Willows Golf and Country Club in Saskatoon. We're live on Game Plus Television, YouTube, and Facebook, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The Clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics, Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now back to...
Welcome back, everybody. We're at the Willows Golf and Country Club at the Premier's Golf Tournament, and just ahead of another special guest joining us here at the Willows, I'm going to read a couple of the comments from our viewers watching on YouTube this morning. Greetings from Trois-Rivières, Quebec. It's Eve Ross, he says, and oh God, would I love to be in Regina this weekend for the Labor Day Classic. So we are previewing all of the CFL's games this weekend. From Cine Girl, she says, good morning from Pittsburgh. Wishing I could be in Saskatoon this weekend. Hope everybody has a fabulous day. Darren Workman watching in Salt Lake City, Utah says, gotta love live locations. LOL. Good morning on a beautiful day here in Salt Lake City. So I appreciate you all watching. A sports update, a Randall Grichuk pinch hit sac fly in the eighth inning was enough to give the Blue Jays a 5-4 victory over the Baltimore Orioles at Rogers Center Wednesday night. Toronto infielder Marcus Semien spotted starter Steven Matz a 1-0 lead with a one-out homer to left field. The solo shot was Semien's 33rd of the year, tying his career high set in 2019 with the Oakland A's. The Yankees snapped their 4-game slide with a 4-1 victory over the LA Angels. Garrett Cole racked up a season-high 15 strikeouts over 7 excellent innings to earn his AL leading 14th victory. Jaron Duran had a tie-breaking RBI single in the ninth, and the COVID-19 impacted Boston Red Sox stopped the AL East leading Tampa Bay Rays 9-game win streak with a 3-2 victory. And in the NFL, All-Pro safety Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, has tested positive for COVID-19 and was placed on the league's reserve list, though he could be back with the team soon and available for Week 1 against Cleveland. That is a sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store. For Ballers Rec Room, home of the 4-hour Rough Riders tailgate party. Get down there noon Sunday ahead of the Labor Day Classic. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. As we said, we're live from the Willows in Saskatoon. We can't stop in Saskatoon without a visit with the Saskatoon Blades head coach, and that's Brendan Sonne, who makes his second appearance on the Rod Pedersen Show down here at the golf course. How you doing, Coach?
I'm awesome. Thanks for having me.
Are you awesome?
I am.
Of course you are. The hockey season's right around the corner. You're at the golf course. Life's good, huh?
It is.
Yeah, and it's not raining. Listen, I gotta pepper you with all these questions here. I told you before we went to air. I'm kind of confused a little bit. I thought you'd be on the ice today. What's the deal with WHL training camps right now?
Yeah, they're a little staggered. I think it was a little bit up to the organization. I know some kicked off yesterday, some today. It was actually on the website yesterday. You can see certain dates that teams are starting. I'm not really up to date on that.
Right.
What
you know when you guys are. Yeah.
I know when we're starting.
Yeah. So you're obviously excited about the challenge in front of you here. I can tell by the look on your face. What's it been like since you've been hired? What was it, 6 weeks, 8 weeks ago? What was the day?
I don't remember the exact day.
That's fine.
But about a month ago or 6 weeks ago, it's something like that.
It doesn't seem like that long ago. You know? What's it been like for you since the last time we talked? It was the day that you were hired that we had you on.
Correct.
What you been doing?
I was pretty well ready for my season for my team in France. Meaning all my systems videos and what we were doing was all kind of in place. So the first couple weeks after getting hired was getting through some of the tedium of systems, exactly how we're going to play. Let's get that onto video. Let's get that in a way that's intelligible for the players, so we can just get in the first 2 weeks and implement the systems right away. that was the first kind of 2 weeks. Along with that, calling all the players, meeting all the staff, kind of getting those ducks in a row. Once we got past that part, then just all of these little things that come up. How are we going to travel? What does a practice day look like? What's the scheduling? When are guys coming in? Kind of getting that going. And then my wife and I got here about a week ago, and so I'm in the office now pretty much every day, working with Ryan, Dan, Harv, all the staff, Carter, getting the video stuff in place, and just kind of smoothing out everything so we're ready to rock on the 9th.
Well, you just heard me talk about the COVID-ravaged Boston Red Sox and Tyrann Mathieu in the NFL testing positive for COVID-19. Can you please tell me how, because I called the games in the bubble last year, how's it changed to this fall? What's life like as a major junior coach dealing with COVID times?
Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone really now has some experience. As we all know now, it kind of goes day by day, week by week. There's different rules that are beyond our control that are implemented, and you just have to kind of adapt quickly and roll past it, because it is kind of out of our control. Of course, there's been the league mandate that we have to be fully vaccinated to be as a staff or a player, or even game official, things like that. So the hope is that we're not interrupted. I mean, that's kind of the main thing. We just don't really want to get interrupted. We want to have a full season. We want to have fans back in the building. We want to have fun again.
Well, the guy just sitting in that seat before you was the premier, who announced as of July 11th all restrictions lifted here. But I feel for you guys, the sports guys, day by day. You just said it. You don't know what's going to happen in other provinces and other venues, but you just got to coach hockey. I mean, is it strictly hockey, or do you have to worry about COVID? What's the breakdown of that? 50-50, 60-40, 70-30?
For me, I don't think about it very much. I just more stay on top of it and make sure that we're doing everything we can as an organization and following all the protocols and doing all that stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty well focused on hockey because that's what's in my control. So I kind of focus on what I control.
Well, and as the Blades guys know, Darren's the Blades guy. I'm the Pats guy. And we all know that, and it's all fine, right? We're league fans. We get along. But I love the Western League, but we all have our teams, right? Normally, the Pats blue and white game would be August 31st. That's always the date. And that's when Connor Bedard just got to town, was on August 31st. So everything's obviously backed up, Brendan. How's this training camp different from other WHL training camps or any normal training camp in terms of time and on-ice sessions and preseason games? Because we're all looking at this really from the outside. What's it like from the inside? Do you have less time?
I was in the league 5 years ago as an assistant coach, but in the U.S. division. So I wouldn't know as well what's typical here. For me, I just we have the schedule, and we have 4 exhibition games, and regular season starts here. Here's our practice dates, and I kind of go from there.
Yeah, I feel like you would have normally had more exhibition games than that, like
7, if I recall.
Right.
In Everett, in the U.S. division, and so I think 4 might be atypical, but again, I'm not 100% sure on that. So
what about your training camp list in terms of players? Is it smaller group than normal?
I believe so. Again, this is kind of what I've been told, and then from my own experience. But again, that's a different organization. I think we're around 50, and I think there would be typically more. But we have 3 teams. I think there would typically be 4. But again, I'm not exactly sure what the history would be for the different teams in this division.
But this is why I know that you're going to be a success, is you're just dealing with the hand you're given, and away you go. But do you feel like you have enough time to adequately evaluate and prepare a team to open a regular season first week of October?
I don't think any coach will tell you they have enough time. But yeah, we have the hand we're dealt, and we're just ready to rock. We're going to get things in as quickly as possible. We're going to establish the culture, how we do business. This is what your days look like, and let's just go to work. So, I don't think it's going to be in place right away. It is going to take time, especially with a lot of changes to staff. new coach and new assistant coach, new athletic therapist. There's going to be changes, and there's going to be adaptations, and that's not easy. It's not like you just show a player, hey, this is what we do, and they can just go do it. You have to practice it. You have to get game reps. You have to do video. You have to practice it again and get more game reps. So it'll take time, but with preparation, with open communication with the staff and the players, and a solid plan for development, we're confident that we're going to get a real nice team on the ice.
Well, good luck with it. I can't wait to watch you guys play, and I always enjoy our visits. Thanks for all the Blades do for us, and I appreciate the time, Brendan.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Brendan Sonne, the head coach of the Saskatoon Blades. We'll be right back to the Willows in a moment. We are broadcasting from the Premier's Golf Tourney, the largest one-day classic in Canada. And we're coming to you on Game Plus Television, YouTube, and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
At Core Grain, we strive to be the most qualified grain storage and grain conditioning experts in Canada. Visit us today at coregrain.ca. Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital GMC is here to help. Check out our selection of new and certified pre-owned, online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with one of our product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. And our factory-trained technicians are standing by for service or inspection on any make or model. It's time to get back to busy with Capital GMC in Regina.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Peterson Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Peterson Show today.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Peterson.
And we are back for our final segment of Hour 1, presented by Explore Edmonton and HSBC World Rugby 7 Series, coming to Edmonton in later September. I'm going to jump right into this because we don't have a lot of time. The Honorable Laura Ross joins us here at the Willows Golf and Country Club at the Premier's Golf Tournament. I had to write this down. I kind of knew Minister of Parks, Culture and Sport and the status of women. Laura, that's a big portfolio. This golf tournament today, like me, you're not golfing in it, but you talk about how nice it is to get out and be able to
Absolutely,
mingle.
Rod. Absolutely, Rod. And it's also, we realize the importance of coming out of COVID, how important sports is. It's really, it's mental health, well-being. And we know that especially parents with children, they really appreciate some of the program we have done as a government. Active families, we help out with about $150 per child to be able to help them with their either sports, dance, or some organization. And then also to, if a child has special needs, there's an additional $50. So it really helps out families to ensure that their children can participate, because I think you and I both know that an active individual makes for a really healthy mind. So we're really important.
It was obviously important for you folks, and I mean the government, to get kids back on the playing fields and outside.
Absolutely. And we have to do it in a safe manner, and people are being very respectful, and that's what's so important, is that, like I said, we get our kids off doing things. And it's also, I think it's really good for the family too. So we're really pleased with the participation that we have of families going out into our parks. Oh my gosh, our parks are packed. And, we know that people like to hike. They like to do all sorts of activities in our province, in our beautiful parks. And it makes for a really good well-being of individuals.
I can't believe we only have a minute, but you seem to really love your job.
I do.
What do you love about it?
Well, everything about it. Like people look and go, man, that's, like you said, there's a lot of things on that plate, but it's like it was tailor-made for me. All those things, I'm passionate about what I do, and ensuring that our province is it's the place that people choose to come here, to raise a family here, to have a good job. And we have the opportunity.
Look around.
Absolutely.
It's right here.
Absolutely.
Laura, I appreciate it as always. Thanks for all you do for us and for what you do for the province and the people. And enjoy the day.
Thank you so much, Rod.
Next hour, Ken Cheveldayoff, the MLA, Saskatoon Greystone. We're going to talk Labor Day Classic, Jets, all kinds of things. That's next. Coming up in hour 2 here on Game Plus TV.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pie.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The Clubhouse is a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at Rod Peterson.
We're going to be live from the Premier's Golf Tournament in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. The Premier's Golf Tournament, okay? Personal invitation.
How about that?
Willow's Golf and Country Club is where we're doing it, fully sold out.
It's literally going to be the coffee table discussion we've all wanted.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be tomorrow. Probably not a lot of structure. It'll just be a lot of friends sitting around the coffee table telling stories.
Exactly what you want.
This is the Rod Peterson Show.
Hello, Canada. Welcome to the Rod Peterson Show. It is hour 2 of Canada's daytime sports talk show, coming to you on the Game Plus TV network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. And hour 2 is brought to you by Core Grain, doing the right thing for your farm. And if you notice a slightly different locale, it's because we are on location again in Saskatoon this time for the Willow's Golf and Country Club and the Premier's Golf Tourney. We've had some guests roll through here, but as far as I'm concerned, this is the piece de resistance, Ken Cheveldayoff. I appreciate you coming by here, the MLA for Saskatoon, Willow Grove. It's by his invitation that we would be here for the Premier's Golf Tourney, talking sports for 2 hours. And Chevy, you've been referring it to the Premier's Golf Tourney, but I see that's not exactly the correct title. What are you guys calling this? The Sask Party?
Well, it's the Saskatoon Sask Party Premier's Golf Tournament.
Okay.
But really what it is the tournament that we've had with the Sask Party here in Saskatoon for 22 years now. We started in the year 2000, and it's been going ever since. So it's one of the longest running tournaments, but it's also one of the largest that we know of in the country. The largest one-day, one-course tournament. We'll have nearly 500 golfers today. When they had 36 holes here, we had nearly 600, 596 is our record.
Well, thank you for having us, and congratulations on the huge numbers, by the way. But we got a lot of things to talk about with Chevy. But for our Winnipeg viewers, of which there are many, it's your little brother, correct, Kevin?
Little brother,
That's the general manager of the Winnipeg Jets. And I just think this is kind of funny because when we were at Canada Life Center, the new name of the home of the Jets, I was with your brother there. And now I got you here, so I don't know what it is with the Cheveldayoffs. I appreciate it, and all of the support.
Rod, I just want to take an opportunity to say to all the Jets fans and residents of Winnipeg and Manitoba, thank you for treating my brother as well as you do. He loves it there. He loves the organization. The Chipman family and the Thompson family are excellent owners, and I've been to many games, and I love sitting shoulder to shoulder with the Jets fans. We may disagree on the Bomber Rider thing, but we agree on the Jets, and they're just fabulous people in Winnipeg and Manitoba and our sister province, and just thank you for all that they do for Kevin and his family.
You know, it's funny, Chevy, that you say that because I know how well they treat Kevin. The friendly Manitoba license plates isn't just a saying, it's a way of life, right? But he's been good to them. Team's been very good.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say?
He's had a good summer. I don't pester him for inside information or anything like that, but I'm just a fan, and I think he's made some really good moves this summer. The signings of Brendan Dillon and Nate Schmidt and others, I think he filled some holes that needed to be filled, and I'm really excited about Winnipeg Jets hockey this coming year.
Yeah, they're luring me over, Chevy. They're luring me over. It's not a hard team to cheer for.
Yeah.
It's a fun team. It's an easy team to love. Now, what I love about Ken, and we'll probably talk a little bit about politics near the end of this, but it is a sports show, as you know, and he said you're not going to shy away from it. Chevy was a lineman with the Saskatoon Hilltops Junior program, Saskatchewan Huskies University football program. So it's Labor Day Classic weekend. We cannot get away from talking about this game, which is sold out on Sunday, Ken. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders are 3-0. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are 3-1. Saskatchewan's favored by 4.5 points in this one. You go along with that?
Yeah, I go along with that. You bet. I'm in a pool in Regina, that big pool that has 200 people. So if you're a politician and you don't do very well in the tournament, you hear about it. So, but I've been picking Saskatchewan all the way, and
of course you have.
And we've done very well. So not to jinx anything, but we hope they play really hard and do very well, as they do most times at Mosaic Stadium on Labor Day.
Mm-hmm. Well, but the thing is, there's a lot of exciting games this weekend in the Canadian Football League. It's Montreal at Ottawa Friday, Sunday's Winnipeg Saskatchewan game, and then the Monday doubleheader, which has the Argonauts at Hamilton in the early game, and then the Edmonton Elks at the Calgary Stampeders in the second half of the doubleheader come Sunday. But listen, you're a football guy, Chevy. Take off your politician hat for a second.
Okay.
Break this down Sunday. You're watching the games. I've watched games with you, right? Where Cravings the one time there. I think it was the Banjo Bowl a couple years ago that we watched that one, if you remember.
Right.
What's your breakdown of this huge game come Sunday?
Well, I'm a big Cody fan. Cody Fajardo, he just shows so much poise and confidence, and I think he's on his game, and I think we set up real well against Winnipeg. So.
Were you concerned about this offensive line for Saskatchewan going into the season? I was, just based on personnel.
Yeah. More
than anything. I mean, there were just like 3 or 4 new guys on that offensive line, and you wouldn't know it. I think they've only given up 1 sack a game.
Yeah. Whenever you have a turnover like that, you're always concerned. Of course, I was happy to see that there was so many Saskatchewan-born and bred players on there and all that, but you wanted them to do really well. But very pleased with what I've seen. I've had a chance to go to all 3 games at Mosaic, and I'm coming on to the 4th as well. So it's very, very exciting to look forward to. But on football, and you mentioned my opportunity. Football has given me so much when I played with the Hilltops and the Huskies, and I just want to talk to any young players out there that are looking to do a junior career or university career. You do make lifelong friendships. There's people here today, and when I played, it was many, many years ago, but the bonds that you form, and it goes for most sports, they are lifelong bonds and friends. And whatever business you go into or whatever you do in life, you can pick up the phone and phone 40 or 50 people that you're very close to, and that comes from football. And
you still have those ties in your life. I know you do.
Yeah, Rob Bresciani, him and I were talking about what we did 30 years ago with the Huskies the other day, and people like that.
Well, it was interesting that it was very important to you to get the Minister of Parks, Culture, and Sport on last hour, Laura Ross, and she came on and talked about the importance of mental health for the youth of the province. I mean, you guys were one of the first provinces to open up, lift the restrictions July 11th, and get the sports back going. That was very important to this government.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Laura's I was a former Minister of Parks, Culture and Sport. It's an important position in the province. Laura's doing very well, and I was glad that you had a few minutes to chat with her. But we're really concerned about what sports can do in a positive aspect, mental health of our children. We've got Al Simpson and Living Skies here. They've got a setup talking about the new soccer facility that he's proposing for Saskatoon. We have 10,000 people playing soccer in Saskatoon right now, youth and adults. So it's the largest growing sport in the city and in the province, I think. Lacrosse is right up there as well.
Well, we should... the sun's coming out here at the Willows.
I'm feeling it here.
Which is
great.
Fantastic. Well, it is, because I think you were a little worried about rain a couple of days ago. When you're planning a golf tournament like this, of course, why wouldn't you be? But I think I told our viewers off the start, although we are airing on Game Plus television across all of Canada and 31 states in the United States, that this would be a lot of a Saskatchewan-centric show today, and I'm saying you're welcome for that. I'm not apologizing for that. But they need to know what's going on here. And by the way, the hotel that we were staying at, we ended up at the Sandman, by the way, the signature Sandman. And they were saying this is where the new soccer facility is going to go, right over here, right? Prairie Land Park.
Right.
So can you speak about the Canadian Premier League franchise that's been granted for Saskatoon and the facility that it's in?
Well, my understanding is Al Simpson has the rights to the Canadian Premier League soccer for Saskatchewan, and conditional on that is having. So Al and Prairie Land are working very close. Mark Regier, the CEO of Prairie Land, is quite involved. They have a setup here where they're showing conceptually what like. It's still early days. I know they're looking for investors. They're looking to formalize their talks with the city of Saskatoon first, and then with the province of Saskatchewan. But I know Al is putting a lot of his own personal funds towards it, and that's a big step. But they've done the research. They've talked to the soccer community. They know that it would work very, very well in Saskatoon. So we'll leave them to do their work with the city. I know the mayor and the councillors are very supportive, but they want to continue to have those talks going forward.
Well, I'm open-minded enough to realize what is happening with soccer, not only in this province, but certainly this country. 10,000 kids is unbelievable. That's got for sure more than football, and I'm sure it's more than hockey.
Yeah.
And this Alan Simpson, folks, from Living Sky Sports Corp has said he wants to get this franchise and build this stadium for kids to continue their careers at a high level. That's what he told me as we're sitting here talking like this.
Absolutely.
What is it about soccer that it exploded? If you're the former Minister of Sport and Culture and Rec, whatever they called it in your time, how did it become so popular? Where did it?
Well, our province has changed. We're welcoming people from around the world. They're bringing with them their enthusiasm for soccer. It's a sport that everybody can participate in. It's very low barrier to entry, very low cost, and we have excellent facilities here. We have a couple of major soccer centers here in Saskatoon, as does Regina. So we're very, very pleased. But let's just look at what the sports spectrum is here in Saskatchewan. The Saskatchewan Rush, doing what they have done. You see people, with lacrosse sticks on their driveways, throwing the ball back and forth and things like that. We've got super WHL franchises here, 5 of them in Saskatchewan. We're so excited about the Blades here, and what's happening in other places, the Pats in Regina, and all the teams. The Raiders are represented here at the tournament as well, and they're doing so well. And then junior football with the Thunder and the Hilltops and the Rams and the Huskies, they do so much. And I got to thank all of the people that volunteer their time to coach these sports. And, when Brian Towers was coaching me, he always said, we're building men. We're not building just athletes. We're building young men and young community builders. And I think he's done that. And I think that's what sports does for our province and our community.
Well, it's interesting when you talk about the facilities, because I wondered, there's a new football stadium in Regina for the Rough Riders. You were a huge part of that. And, with the government and the funding and so forth, and what a new facility in Saskatoon downtown. And I'm wondering if COVID, how much it's derailed that, if at all, because they've broken ground on a new hockey arena in Prince Albert, the home of the Raiders.
Yeah.
Has COVID, how much has it derailed?
I think it's slowed down some of the planning, for they're looking at the new facility here in Saskatoon, a new arena. That's kind of dragged out a bit because of COVID and all that. But I think people are more anxious than ever to get on the field, to get on the court, to get back to sports, and that's what I've seen so far. But you mentioned my involvement with the stadium. That's going to be Brad Wall and I, Premier Wall at the time, when we talked about it, we said that's going to be one of the things that we talk about when we're sitting on our rocking chairs on the veranda. Brad said, we got to get this done. And there were a lot of doubters at the time. I had a person in my office, Jackie, that she took calls all day long from people that didn't want to see the stadium, didn't think it was the right way to go. And then all of a sudden, when it was built, and people said, "Hey, this was the right time to do the right thing." We hired the right architect, Mark Andrews out of Dallas, HKS, and they did a wonderful job with Cowboy Stadium. And they said, "Hey, everything can be scalable." But they said the first thing you got to start with is accessibility, and that's what he did. And then, as you know, Mosaic Stadium won the Rick Hansen Award for accessibility. So we just think we hit it right at the right time. But if it wasn't for people like Premier Wall at the time and many of my colleagues in the sporting community, we wouldn't have that facility, but we do, and it's wonderful, and we'll always be talking about roof, no roof, but I always say to people, if they had a $180 million check to give me, we would consider a roof, but
that ends the conversation pretty fast.
That ends it pretty fast, yeah, you betcha. And now we're looking at other facilities, and we've got beautiful facilities. You look at Melville and their arena, you look at Estevan, you look at what's happening around the province. Moose Jaw is gorgeous as well, and we've played a role as the province, but we think it's all about enhancing the culture of our province and the quality of life as well by having those facilities.
Well, it's been awesome to have our broadcast here today and just tell the nation about what has been going on over here for quite some time with this government and with our sports. But you talk about stadiums in the CFL, it's really enhanced the profile of the league. You watch the games. They've got these aerial shots now, these beautiful stadiums. Doesn't it look great?
Yeah.
And have you been to Cowboys Stadium?
I have.
So do you not feel that getting around Mosaic, it's the same designer, folks, Mark Williams, HKS Architecture out of Dallas. It's easier to get around Mosaic Stadium than Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah.
Actually,
but you see so many similarities. You can see Mark just designing it. Pill Country, for example, the Dr. Pepper and all in the States. And so no, I had the ability. Mark invited myself and a few people to come the day before a Cowboys game, and we had a personal tour that he took us on, behind the scenes, everything. Saw the owner's box and all of that. Got to be on field game day for a Cowboys game. And then he just pointed out all the things that they did there that we could do here, and he did.
He said he made his corrections and put them into Mosaic Stadium, right?
Yeah.
I got to ask you this, though, just lastly in the couple minutes that we have left. We've been talking about the great positive things in sports, but with the COVID thing in the CFL, how much are you following that, and what a headache it's been for the teams in the league going through this? You must just feel for them. Do you have any thoughts?
I feel for them, but I'm encouraged when I heard Coach Dickinson talk about it yesterday. He just said, "Hey, I'm double vaccinated. I'm in support of it, as I am. I'm double vaccinated the minute I could." And he said some players will just dig in their heels, and we'll have to live with that. But he thinks they're at about 85%. And I just wish him well, to encourage everybody to get vaccinated. And I think the Riders will come out of this just fine.
Awesome. Chevy, thanks for having us. I really appreciate it. This has been a blast.
Thanks. And if we have enough time, I just want to, your viewers and your listeners outside of Saskatchewan, come to Saskatchewan. Come to see what a Husky football game is like, or a Rams football game, or come to see our junior hockey program, or come to Mosaic and watch the Riders. It's an experience that you won't soon forget. So thanks to all the sports listeners out there. Visit Saskatchewan.
Absolutely. Look around. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
We're very fortunate. Thanks, Rod. Thanks for being here. Thanks to you and Darren and your team for making the effort to be in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Thanks for the invite and all your support. Ken Cheveldayoff, the MLA of Saskatoon, Willow Grove. We'll be back to the Premier's Golf Tourney right after this. You're watching on the Game Plus television network, live streaming on YouTube and Facebook daily, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Green. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Green Systems a call today.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital Ford Lincoln is here to help. Check out our selection of new and used online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with our team of product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Wait! Hold the phone! We still have brand new F-150s in stock and ready to go. Okay, back to the regular commercial. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. It's time to get back to busy with Capital Ford Lincoln in Regina.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Willows Golf and Country Club in beautiful Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'm just going through the comments here from our YouTube viewers. And the Moose is back, by the way. Brady in Muskoka, Ontario is watching, and he says, that background is heavenly, Rod. So although the sun has come out here on this otherwise cloudy day, it is heavenly here at the Willows.
Yeah, it really is. You know, it's a little bit too much wind or we'd be outside. And it was a little cloudy, but it's beautiful. And this place is just a top-notch facility. So I get it. The hockey guys love to golf in the summer. And for that, this is exactly where they want to be every day.
So we're going to delve deeply into the sports talk the rest of the way here. I just want to give a shout out to some of our regular viewers, our P1s that are along for the ride today. Mike Horrigan says, good afternoon, RP show and fabulous viewers. I'm watching from Mississauga, Ontario. Where is it? Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg says, your brother is a genius. And I know who he's referring to, Ken Cheveldayoff. So I just missed that. They love Kevin Cheveldayoff in Winnipeg today. But remember last spring? Or late last winter?
Yes.
Maybe they lost 9 of 10 going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they wanted him and Paul Maurice ran out of town.
They wanted everybody gone.
Hence, sports fans, right?
Yeah. Tons of following professional sports.
So I don't have the Prairie Mobile text line with us. I deliberately left it at home on the charger, getting ready for a big football Friday tomorrow, going into Labor Day Classic weekend. But I don't mind the football talk now. And there's some trade winds blowing in the Canadian Football League, Darren, which I don't think you're averse to talking about here today. It's what we do.
That's
Talk
right.
Sports, right? But first, I want to say that today's episode is sponsored by our friends at Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. It's back to school time, and we want to make sure you pack the essentials to have the best year yet. The Manscaped 4th Generation Performance Package is just that. Things are opening up. Be ready for whatever it is in the daily schedule for you. It's the perfect package for your package and includes the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Fellas, go for the valedictorian of ball trimming and join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com with the promo code RP20. We did it.
I don't know
if
they're listening over there to the...
Freaked them out. They're laughing over there. We do have a live studio audience here at the Willows. But before we get into the CFL talk, I have not even mentioned yet the Capital Automall Universal Collision Center poll question today. And it's courtesy of Colin in Ottawa. With the retirement of Henrik Lundqvist, Colin McAnulty in Ottawa came up with this question, Darren. With the retirement of Henrik Lundqvist, who's the greatest goalie not to win a Stanley Cup? Now, he gave me 4 suggestions. I didn't go with all of them. You actually nailed 2 of them. Our options are Ron Hextall, Henrik Lundqvist, Carey Price, or Roberto Luongo. And running away with it on the Twitter vote with 47% is Carey Price, which was your suggestion.
Yeah.
He had in his suggested 4, Colin from Ottawa, Mika Kiprasov, who I have time for in the argument. There's some other goalies that I would put in here, but I think we've largely nailed them. But you had Carey Price and Roberto Luongo as yours.
Yeah.
I said Hextall.
And I said Curtis Joseph.
Yeah, you said Cujo. We had to decide between Curtis Joseph or Ron Hextall as the greatest goalie not to win a Stanley Cup. And I love me some Cujo. Obviously, former Notre Dame Hound and all the rest. But he didn't make it to 2 Stanley Cup finals and lose like Ron Hextall did. So Hextall's my guy. What was your case for Cujo?
Just the longevity, the wins, what he did in this league. He was an all-star. He's been to conference finals, I believe, but not Stanley Cup finals. Cujo does go down as one of the all-time greats. He's won Olympic medals, too. So Curtis Joseph, I mean, he's very good. A guy that we look back and think, man, it would have been great if he had won a cup, right? Certain guys like that. Luongo's another one, which I'm surprised that Luongo's not leading this poll. I think Luongo is one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he's up there in wins and all the major categories.
As my buddy Steve Powell would say, recency bias. Who was just in the Stanley Cup final and who just lost? Carey Price. And he's leading the poll with 47% of the vote. And Ron Hextall, I understand that I'm showing my age here, but I probably would probably vote for Carey Price, but Ron Hextall would be a number 2 for me, and he's a distant 4th in the poll. So to the Canadian Football League talk as we enter Labor Day Classic weekend, I think I'm starting to realize why a distant 4th, speaking of polls, was the Montreal-Ottawa game. Like, is there any intrigue? Can people... Nobody's talking about the Montreal-Ottawa game Friday night. A lot of it has to do with the Saskatchewan-Winnipeg game. Obviously, that's where the most of our viewers are. But now, with Bo Levi Mitchell coming off the 6-game injured list early and being available to the Calgary Stampeders to practice this week and for Monday's game against Edmonton, I got to think, Darren, this wasn't our quick 6. You're not taking him off if you don't plan to play him. Why would you?
Yeah, I don't know. The only reason you'd take him off is to play him. I mean, I would think he'll play. Again, I just don't really know. You know, maybe he's completely healthy. Maybe it's not an issue anymore. Maybe it wasn't as serious as we originally maybe thought it was. But yeah, I got to think that if he's healthy, he's playing. There's no way he's going to sit on the sidelines if he's capable of playing and has no chance to re-injure it. I mean, if it's something that could get worse, then maybe you keep him there as an emergency. Maybe you keep him, you know, they need to win football games. This is a shortened season. It's only 14 games. Calgary needs to win, so maybe they need Bo in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, I don't think you bring him off unless you're planning on playing him.
Well, I saw my very good friend Luke Mullender tweeting this morning that if he's the Ottawa Red Blacks, he is making did you see it? A monster package available to the Calgary Stampeders in a trade for Bo Levi Mitchell. And I just think are we this early on writing off the season for the Ottawa Red Blacks in what's a very tight Eastern Division?
Not writing them off if they get Bo, right? And that's where...
No, but you're saying you're writing it off if you're making that trade.
Well, if you're making the trade...
I'm not writing it off, but you know what I mean.
If you're making that they're not getting anywhere without making a move. And if you bring in Bo, Ottawa can turn things around pretty quickly and get rolling. I think that's what he's saying. Calgary's in a good spot where they might consider it. You don't want to have a quarterback controversy in your locker room. You want to have the guy and know he's the guy. And if that's the case in Calgary, and I think in that tweet, Luke mentioned Matt Nichols going the other way, so you have a veteran backup, clearly defined 1 and 2 roles. It could happen, but I don't think Calgary's going to be quick to pull the trigger on anything. It's not like they're 3-0 with Jake Mayer at quarterback, right?
It's a little early.
It's a little early. They got to see more from him. There has to be results. Or Calgary's got to be writing off their season too. And that's not happening yet.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're... I got to think that we're talking about Luke Mullender, 9-year CFLer, former Michigan State Spartan, Grey Cup champion. That is, I got to think he's just spitballing. He doesn't know.
Of course.
I can't think that this is a where there's smoke, there's fire situation. I say it again. Unless Matt Nichols is hurt, which I don't think that he is. I've just never been a Matt Nichols fan as a quarterback. I'm sorry, I said it. He's got me blocked on Twitter for that opinion, I think.
Matt does?
Yeah, which I'm not sure. I don't care. But are we writing off Matt Nichols already? At what point do the Ottawa Red Blacks fan base, or even the Red Blacks themselves, look back and say, we should have kept Nick Arbuckle, who is now usurped Macbeth in Toronto as the starting quarterback of the Toronto Argonauts? They had him and let him go and made the conscious decision to go with Matt Nichols. I don't understand.
I know, but Matt Nichols has been a winning quarterback in the league, and he's done some good things, and it's all about your familiarity, right, and your preference. I mean, all of these players in the Canadian Football League are there for a reason because they're talented, and it's a matter of fit, and it's a matter of, hey, if there's a guy that you don't like, if it's Arbuckle you don't like, and you don't believe in him, he'll never be your quarterback. Doesn't matter how good he is. If you don't believe in him, he can never be your guy. And you know that. It happens in life all the time, right? Once you've made up your mind that you're out, there's no coming back from that. So it's the same with quarterbacks. You really have to like him. He has to fit your system. If I come in and I have this greatest offense ever and it revolves around a mobile quarterback, you can't have me change it. Even if you give me Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, my whole system's developed around a mobile quarterback or whatever. So a lot of it's preference more than skill set.
Well, it's interesting that you saw that tweet from Luke Mullender about a proposed trade for Bo Levi Mitchell. I don't think that's going to happen yet, but we're in a year here, a COVID-shortened year, a 14-game season in the CFL. That trade deadline in the CFL is generally, I believe, October the 9th. And I remember it because it's my parents' anniversary. What's the trade deadline this year? At what point do you start making earth-shattering changes? When do you think what we have is what we have? Because we're going into week 5 kicking off on Friday night. Like, you know what I mean? That early season figuring out what you have and the settling. Has that happened through 4 weeks? Do teams know what they have?
Not yet. Not yet. I mean, you look at some teams have played 3 games, like Saskatchewan, and they'll play their 4th this weekend on Labor Day, on Sunday. No, I think, it's going to take 6 or 7. I think when you get to 7, you're at the midway point of the season. That's the point where that's your last chance. I feel that's the last chance to really make substantial roster moves that can completely change the culture of your team and the outlook of your team. Is kind of the midway point. But everybody will see it a little bit differently. It'll sway by a couple of weeks on either side leading up to the trade deadline in October. But they'll have a little bit of time through September if anybody wants to make a move. But there will be no recovering from being 0-5, 0-6, or 1-6. Right? This season, there just won't be. It's not like other years where you can be the BC Lions and run it back and sneak into the playoffs and get to a Grey Cup, right? So they've got to make up their mind pretty quickly. We'll start seeing moves happen here, I think, after week 4, maybe 5, 6, 7. I think that'll be the sweet spot.
Wow. Well, and the COVID factor is the X factor. As I sit here and look at the Quick 6 show topics that we went through an hour ago, and I don't think we're done yet talking about Andrew Harris, talking about nothing better than shutting up 30,000 Rider fans. I think it's hilarious, by the way. But just with the Jacob Ruby thing, I think we're going to extend an invitation for Jacob Ruby to come on the air about, am I right in saying he's been blackballed by the Canadian Football League? That's the report that's come out, that every team's been told not to sign this guy because he reportedly lied about his vaccination status. He's not, said he is. That's the information that's out there. But in the National Football League, Tyrann Mathieu tested positive. He's going to be on the sidelines here, the Honey Badger. Do we feel that we are through the last of the COVID outbreaks in the CFL season, do you think?
No, probably not. Look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? And you've got to make decisions. And they put out a statement, and the statement kind of said, hey, availability goes into making these decisions. That's everything except saying COVID, right?
How are you on that, by the way?
You know, and you have to a little bit.
You can't admit it, though.
You can't. You sure can't admit it. You are right. But, like, think about it. Like, if you start looking at teams that are not 85% vaccinated in the Canadian Football League, and if flying becomes an issue because the unvaccinated players can't get on airplanes, then you might need to make moves that say, look, I've got 4 starters that can't play. I got to replace them. So you start making moves for guys who are available, meaning are vaccinated and can travel. Because look, it's not about that I'm worried about whether you're vaccinated or not, or I really care if you're vaccinated or not. But he can play and you can't. So I have to go and acquire somebody who's actually allowed to get on the flight and come to BC with us to play on the weekend. You might see some of those moves starting to happen.
I'm actually interested to get your take on this because I was reading in USA Today, Bill Belichick just getting ripped for his comments about Cam Newton. You've seen them multiple times. He was asked, did Cam Newton's status as being unvaccinated have to do with him being cut? And Belichick looked right in the camera and said, no. And then he went on to kind of back up his comments. I didn't necessarily understand what he was saying. And I don't know if he was trying to double speak to get his way out of it. So, anyways, where are you on that?
Yeah,
because the Players Association has, they're investigating the Jacksonville Jaguars on this. Do the players have a leg to stand on? Apparently they do, to say they have the right to be unvaccinated and should not be discriminated against for roster decisions because of that. Where are you on that?
I get that. I understand. But can you play or can't you? And I believe they're all able to fly in the U.S., but in Canada they might not be. So if you can't play, like this is professional sports that we're talking about. Can I really come out and be like, it's okay, Rod. I'll give you a job anyway, and I'll just leave you at home, and I'll pay you, and we'll leave you at home because we like you, but you're not really on this team because you can't travel with us, you can't play. So what are we supposed to do? You can only play home games.
I'm just saying, as an employer, which you are,
right?
Where are you on this?
That's where I kind of side. I side. It's tough because I see it both ways, right? If there's no issues with the player being able to play, then I'm cool. Follow the protocols. If it means that you're not vaccinated, you got to wear a mask on the sideline. Wear a mask on the sideline and be part of this team, right? But if you can't travel, if you can't play, then I have to cut you. And it has not. Yes, it's going to look like I'm cutting you because you're not vaccinated, but it's actually me cutting you because you can't play. You're not allowed to come and travel with the team and play. But until that becomes an issue, there's nothing to talk about. It's just you got to follow your protocols, and if you're following your protocols, we're good. I got no issues.
Well, I guess it's the unspoken thing, like everything else. Like in the NHL, we have to fire referee Tim Peel because we need to protect the integrity of the game, and we do not have makeup calls in the game of hockey, so he needs to go because he was talking about it on a live. So you can cut guys for not being vaccinated, just don't admit it. That's what I think we've got to the bottom of everything today.
Feels like it, doesn't it? It does feel like it, and that's the Belichick comments afterwards talking about you'd be surprised at how many people have gotten COVID that are vaccinated. It'll surprise you. So it's not really about that. And so he did back up his comments a little bit. But yeah, it's wild.
I am just going to, before I let you go, just check in on the comments from our YouTube viewers today because I have access to those from Tacona. Powley, watching in Winnipeg, says Matt Nichol had a good season or two, but the injury and time off, he's done. From Ryan H. on YouTube, Bo Levi, a red-black? It's always fun to shake things up. I could see it. Another from Tacona. Rod, did you fall and bump your head? That's the most soccer talk I've ever heard from you. When in Rome. One in Rome. Nelson Hakowich, our VP of Sim Events, says CFL pundits have been high on Matt Nichols for so long. Can we call a spade a spade? Ottawa sees something that I don't. It'd be very interesting to see what happens Friday night against Montreal. Moose, we might have you back for overtime, but I appreciate you sliding in for this portion.
Enjoy.
We're live from the Premier's Golf Tourney. Another special guest from the Saskatchewan Rattlers joins us next as we switch gears and talk a little hoops. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Ultimate Fan Zone. Shop online. UltimateFanZone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. UltimateFanZone.ca. Or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFC Downtown Moose Jaw. Home of everything authentic.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Oh yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Peterson Show.
Welcome back, everybody. We're live from the Premier's Golf Tourney in Saskatoon at the beautiful Willow's Golf and Country Club. Ken Cheveldayoff, the MLA for Saskatoon Willow Grove, the man of his word. Everybody he said would be here has been here. Way to go, Chevy. And we continue with the president and CEO of the Saskatchewan Rattlers, Brad Kraft, who is no stranger to this program from the Canadian Elite Basketball League. And I could just tell, Brad, I've seen you a little bit this summer. You look zen. You look relaxed.
It's a little
that you got through the season.
Yeah, it's a little different when you're not working 80 or 90 hours a week. I tell you, it's nice to just relax and get back to the normal life.
Yeah, well, so congratulations on getting through the season, by the way. A tough one for the Rattlers. And before we talk about that, just the fact that you guys pulled it off. How was Championship Weekend in Edmonton?
Champ Weekend was so fun, and it really took on, honestly, like another life and another level of excellence and just professionalism. And now that we have the Scarborough Shooting Stars that signed on, they brought out a bunch of musical acts and Cardinal Official and Roy Woods and a bunch of people, and it just really elevated our festival side and all the entertainment as a whole.
Yeah, that's good. Well, the Edmonton Stingers repeat as champions. Xavier Moon, the three-time Player of the Year in the CEBL. We just had your commissioner on last Friday, Mike Morielli. Ask, as a basketball somewhat newbie here, I know more about it than soccer, but a guy like Xavier Moon have an NBA shot if he was a three-time MVP of this league?
He might get a workout. I think he's a little bit short, a little small. But he's definitely
Tremendous
a shifty player. Fantastic player, no doubt about it. But I think, you look at the NBA and you got the likes of like people that you'd be stacking up against, who are 3 or 4 inches taller than you and 40 or 50 pounds heavier. So I think it might be a little challenging, but I mean, no doubt he could work out and probably put up a good show.
Mm-hmm. I should talk about your club. It was a, 14-game season or 16 games?
14 games this year.
So you were 1-13?
1-13, yeah, not good.
Not what you expected.
No.
Yeah.
No.
In retrospect, what's the debriefing?
I think we didn't have much chemistry on the team. We had a lot of new bodies this year, which, we had some back from 2020 in the bubble, but not enough to really get it done. We had a couple changes in the bench, and as you guys know, through the mid-season, and it just I think we need to get comfortable playing with each other, and obviously now being back in front of fans and stuff. So
well, you are a sports executive, president and CEO of a pro sports franchise.
That's crazy.
It's a different. Not to me. It's not. You've been around sports a very long time, but my point is, this COVID stuff, and everybody's just living not in a normal way for 20 months, as we talked about with the Premier, but no passes given. Because my friends are the coaches and the GMs and the players. They're not getting passes. I'm looking at Doc Rivers getting fired by the Clippers and Todd Reardon by the Washington Capitals, and you guys made a coaching change. I guess it's the nastiness and coldness of sports.
Well,
there's no passes in this.
It's a business, right? And if your business is failing, you got to make changes.
Yeah.
So I think in any sport, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, but I'm just looking from your perspective. It's like you can't, like you say, it's a business. There's been no passes. As a matter of fact, when I talk about the GMs on the football side, they weren't able to interview players face to face, right? They weren't able. There weren't games to go watch, and the GMs were saying to me, "I'm not gonna get a pass if my team sucks."
It's true. Yeah, it was no different for us. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But what does it feel like to have been the first team in Saskatchewan to welcome fans this summer?
That was amazing. Honestly, like those that did come out this year, we were so thankful and so lucky to be able to welcome fans back and welcome them in a safe way. We luckily, I don't think, had any cases reported out of any of our events, which was lovely. So it was great. It was so rewarding to see how much hard work we had done, how many plan A through D, E, F, and then you can just take one of those and just go forward and just really put on the event you want to put on. So
right. Well, was it as close to what you wanted to put on though? It seemed a little scaled down.
It was a little scaled down, but I mean, such is life. We didn't, it was up in the air until about 10 days out from like July 11th. We knew that restrictions were being lifted, but by that point, you kind of had already set in motion the things for the season. So tough to adapt, kind of short turnaround times, but that's okay. We'll get back to the normal and the big and the bold and the entertainment worthy stuff next year.
Yeah, because it is like a mini NBA thing. I love it. I absolutely love going to the games. However, and again, I defer to your executive role. When we had Commissioner Morielli on last week, he said we're not out of the woods for 2022.
Well, I think that's just smart thinking, right? You can't just assume that it's going to be away, right?
How do you conduct business though when you don't know?
Honestly, you go until you can't, right? So we're going to go normal for now. We're actually going on sale with our season tickets on September 13th for 2022. So we'll continue to conduct business as normal as we can, and we'll plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Well, we're with you every step of the way. Brad, always good seeing you. Thanks for the time.
Absolutely.
Another special guest joining us for Overtime. When we come back, you're watching the RP Show from the Premier's Golf Tourney in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan on Game Plus TV and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
It's time to get back to busy, and Capital GMC is here to help. Check out our selection of new and certified pre-owned, online or in-store. Don't see what you like? We have inventory arriving daily. Reserve yours now or work with one of our product specialists to customize and order the perfect new vehicle for you. Plus, we're always paying top dollar for used vehicles, even if you don't buy from us. And our factory-trained technicians are standing by for service or inspection on any make or model. It's time to get back to busy with Capital GMC in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Prairie Mobile is your Sasktel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the Sasktel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Safety is a primary pillar at Core Green. We have core certification. Our workers are following best practices in the industry for safety. We always want to make sure that our contractors, us here at the shop, and our customers can come to work and go home at the end of every day. Give Core Green Systems a call today.
Comfort has always been something we as people strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Peterson Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Peterson Show today.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody, for the always popular Overtime segment. And we normally would turn it over to viewers and do viewer takeover, but we don't have the comments today like we would normally in the bunker, which is fine. If you just joined us, are live from the Premier's Golf Tourney in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, the Willow's Golf and Country Club, and we're pleased to welcome I would say we've saved the best for last. Al Simpson, founder of Living Sky Sports Corporation, the founder, CEO. This is the guy. We've been talking about the soccer facility. We've been talking about the baseball stadium in Regina. Al Simpson's kind of the man behind all of that. And this Premier's Golf Tourney, Al, seems like it's all your buddies are here.
Well, it's a great place to be, to come up to Saskatoon and support the tournament and all the things that the Sask Party are doing for Saskatchewan. So really happy to be up here.
Well, glad to have you. And your name's been coming up a lot. I have to tell our viewers, there's a video rolling down here just off the first tee box of the soccer facility that's proposed for Prairie Land Park. And the Canadian Premier League franchise, which we'll call it home, and Living Sky Sports Corp is behind all of that. Wow, what a venue.
Well, yeah, we've got some grand plans, and our idea is that, you know, we want to build the best 5,500 seat venue in Canada. So, you know, we're setting our sights pretty high. We think it's doable, but it's something that Saskatchewan needs. It's something that Saskatoon needs. I think there's a little bit of a deficit in recreational infrastructure, and we need to catch up to a few other.
We have it. It's just old.
yeah. Well, that's the deficit part, right?
Right.
So we think the stadium at Prairie Land would be great for Saskatoon, and obviously to bring pro soccer to the province would be important. There's a changing face of this country. Most of the people who are landing on the tarmacs or the shores are coming from jurisdictions where soccer is either the #1 spectator sport or the participant sport or both.
Yep.
So it's as the changing face of our country continues to occur, it's a sport that continues to grow, and Saskatchewan needs to be part of that.
Well, I would encourage all of our viewers to go look up Living Sky Sports on Twitter. Give them a follow. And the video that I'm speaking of the new venue is on the Twitter feed, and it's absolutely staggering. And I do have to ask you, like, I've never seen a venue quite like that before. But I'm not either the biggest soccer guy. I'm getting into it. Where's Derek? I'm getting into it. But was it modeled after something, or where did the idea come from for what you're proposing here?
So the idea is, in some respects, modeled after smaller venues that you'd see throughout Europe. So in that sense, it's not really that unique.
Just to me.
Yeah, and to many in Saskatchewan, and unique to me before I got into the project. But as you start to sort of look into things, there's literally, I'm going to say hundreds, if not thousands, of small venue soccer stadiums for Tier 2, 3, and 4 pro clubs in Europe. And so we wanted to have an intimate stadium. There's an old saying, don't build a church for Easter Sunday. Which is to say,
too big?
Yeah, don't make it too big. You're better off, I think, to have scarcity now, where, you know, there's a buzz to get tickets rather than try to have a ticket for everybody who might want to come once or twice a year. So we think small is the way to go. 5,500, make it intimate, and have it aesthetically pleasing. I think the sports fan of today wants more than what I wanted or liked when I went to my first Rider game in 1966. You know, you go sit down for 3 hours and you watch the game. I think the way the sports fan consumes sports now is a little bit different. They want plaza areas to be able to mix and have a pop and that sort of stuff. So we're going to try and incorporate all of that.
Well, we're very lucky to have a guy like you in the province, that's for sure, and your family. But last night we stayed at the Signature Sandman Hotel, and they were saying, this is where the soccer facility is going. And I was like, wow, the promised land. You know what I mean? And if you wouldn't mind telling our viewers what you told me via text, why you feel this is so important to have this franchise and this facility.
Well, it's important on a number of levels. It's important, I think, and I don't want to get political and philosophical, but, you know, we talk about sports and how important it is to our communities, and what soccer does that some of the other professional sports don't do, and again with the changing face of our country, Rod, is that it creates common ground. There's common purpose. So you can take all of the diverse cultures that follow the game and you can bring them together on an afternoon or an evening for a couple hours throughout a season, and they come together to a stadium for common purpose. Yeah. And that's really what a province is all about. It's what a city is all about. It's what a country is all about, is common purpose. I don't buy into this diversity is strength. In pockets, it's good, but the strength is in commonality of a country. Mm-hmm. You know, Canada needs to have common purpose. Saskatchewan needs to have common purpose. Saskatoon needs common purpose. And soccer can do that. It's the universal game. So it's important in that respect. And it's also important because, you know, for Saskatchewan, we want to be able to participate with the rest of the country as the game grows. So there's 8 teams right now throughout the country, and we don't want to be a flyover. I don't want my province to be a flyover. I'd like to see a team in Saskatoon. I'd like to see a team in Regina.
Yeah. Well, and also, I can't remember who it was. I'll have to apologize. It might have been Premier Scott Moe who sat in that chair last hour. Somebody said 10,000 kids in Saskatoon playing soccer this year right now. What you told me was you wanted a spot for those kids to be able to go to a higher level and not have to leave the province.
That 10,000 kid thing is a line that Chevy uses, but it happens to be correct. there are.
Chevy, that said that? I apologize. Right. Yeah, but that was another goal that you told me, was that you wanted to be able to, and we have 1 minute left, a place for the kids to aspire to play.
There's 10,000 I think registered in Saskatoon, 40,000 in the province. But yeah, when I was growing up, I played soccer for 10 minutes on the field in elementary school, and it was hockey and it was football. And why was it hockey and football, Rod? Well, you know this story. I could form a vision to go pro. I'm never good enough, but I could watch Foster Hewitt and Danny Gallivan and say, I want to do that.
Yep.
And I could do that with hockey. I could do it with the Riders. Kids don't have a vision to go pro here, but a pro club will allow them to develop that vision.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all you're doing for the province, Al.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks to you viewers and our guest today, Scott Moe, Ken Cheveldayoff, Al Simpson, Brad Kraft, Brendan Sonne, and Laura Ross. We'll see you tomorrow, noon Eastern, right here on Game Plus TV. Let's go beat up DuPont.